So this week's project started right there. That is a hazelnut stump, and there was one right next to it that I dug up, cut it in half, and I plan now to turn it. So let's go check it out. So these are the two halves of one root. See if I can get in there and take a good look. It's going to be kind of interesting, to say the least. I don't know what's in there, but hopefully a couple of bowls, so we'll see. Okay, this wood was green when I got it. It was well, it was dead for a year before I dug it up, but I dug it up about a year ago, so it's been dead for 2 years. With my moisture meter though, when I tried to find out the moisture content, it is about 18% right there. I mean, obviously it's different in different areas. It's 15 there, so it's a little higher than I really want, but I think I'm going to turn it anyway. It may warp, twist, crack, I do not know, but I'm going to cut a circle and get this mounted on the lathe. Cut it into a basic circle shape, and it's got some splits and hairline cracks and things in it, so I'm going to get the CA glue to that, and we'll get it mounted on the truck and start turning and see what we can find. Now if you look at this picture here, it shows you kind of what the grain is inside. It looks pretty good. That's with a little bit of oil on it, so we'll see what it looks like when we get it turned. I've got my basic bowl shape. It's got a lot of cavities in it. There's a little bit of punkiness on the other side right here. So I think what I'm going to do is add some wood hardener, and I think I'm going to add some epoxy. I have some epoxy, then I'm going to add some epoxy to it, and go from there. What I decided with this bowl blank is because of all the cavities, what I want to do is fill them with epoxy. Now I've got this System 3 epoxy. It's a 5-minute epoxy, part A and part B, 50-50. You mix them together, and I decided to mix it with some decoration sand. It's blue sand. So I've not done this before, it's a first, but I'm thinking it might be an interesting look to have some contrasting color with the natural wood and then the blue in the epoxy in the cavities. Now there's cavities all the way around it, and I'm thinking also what I might do is have this as the underside and turn some kind of a hollow form. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, I'll start mixing it together and I'll get right back to you. So this is 5-minute epoxy by System 3. Quick cures in 5 minutes. It's two-part, part A and part B, the epoxy and the hardener. I'll put a website down here that shows you where you can access it from, where you can buy it. I think it's about $33. Now on this container I've marked a line. I'm going to fill it up to that line with the epoxy, equal parts, mix it up, and then once it's mixed I'm going to add that to it, and then I'm going to pour that into the cavity in the wood and hope it doesn't all spill out down here. We'll see how it goes. It's literally been about 20 minutes at the most that I've been working on putting the epoxy on, and here's a couple of pieces that were in the container, the first container that I worked on. So this has been setting for 20 minutes and it's rock hard, so I think it's going to turn nicely and polish up pretty good, sand, and should be a nice finish. If there's any cavities that I come across when I'm turning it to my final shape, I'll just refill and continue from there. I'm thinking now more of a hollow form than a bowl. Just, you know, that's the way the wood talks to you. You change your mind as you go along. So tomorrow I'm going to let it cure for 24 hours. Maybe sometime tomorrow I'm going to turn this around, see what kind of shape I'm left with once the mess is gone. So stick with me and we'll get this going. So dust tends to go all over the shop normally. So what I did was I purchased a magnet like this, fairly cheaply, and I had a spare hose for my shop vac. And what I did was I just I bolted the magnet to this end of this hose, which I have, and I just stick it to the lathe right there. So I think that's going to be a big help, and I can run that when I need it. start with a grinder, believe it or not, on this. The sand is so hard, it dulls tools, even carbide tools it will dull. So we'll never use sand again, so it's like glass basically. I think it's going to be interesting when it's finished, but I will never use that again. I'll try and find some turquoise, but the grain of this wood is very nice. It's got some spalting. The grains are going in every which direction. I do have a little bit of tear out. I think I'm going to end up, it's going to end up with a little bit of tear out, but not too bad, I hope. Anyway, I just wanted to show you where I was at 320 grit. I'm going to continue down the grits and turn it around and do the inside. Right, so I've got this turned around, it's on the chuck, and this is the face plate. So I tend to put it between centers and push the tailstock into the face plate so that it's even. Now what I'll do is I'll take the tailstock out, remove the face plate, and then bring the tailstock in for safety reasons, and then hollow the bowl out. It's going to be a bowl. I've decided to call it Planet Earth is Blue. So stick with me and we'll get this thing hollowed out in part 2. So this will be part 1. So watch part 2 for the hollowing out and finishing process, please. Thank you.